Texoma Country, 95.7 KKAJ in the studio with us this morning. I love it when we get to have beautiful women in the studio. But normally they have to have like this little partition here to kind of separate them from me. because you know, I could lose my mind.
The boundary.
Exactly. I have to have boundaries. You know, with me, boundaries are very important. Clare Dunn is in the studio with us this morning, and she's brought her guitar, so that means she's going to play.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that. I had a chance to catch you in Nashville during Country Radio Seminar playing a show at the Stage down on Broad.
Yes.
And you killed it.
Thank you.
And especially for a bunch of, irreverent, unappreciative radio people who were enjoying an open bar.
Oh, my gosh. So, no, that's what made it so fun.
Yeah,
that was literally probably one of the funnest shows I've ever played. You know, just out of every show that we've done. Yeah, that was so much fun.
Well, and you've been doing this for a long time. I mean, you're a young gal, but you kind of hit the ground running. I mean, you pretty much – when did you get your first publishing deal?
Well, I went to school at Belmont University. That was my kind of foot in the door into Nashville. And so I drove – that's a big whole long story how we were even able to go to Belmont, but it has a lot to do with driving a truck to pay for it. Anyway, so a lot of time spent on the farm and not even my farm, but hauling silage. But anyway, so after I graduated, I signed my first publishing deal about 6 months after I graduated, which was really great,
Right.
And then I'm actually, just continuing to write and get on to a bigger and better deal too. Hopefully soon.
So do you enjoy the writing or the performing more?
Oh man, well I don't really know that I can. I know this is gonna sound so cheesy, but honestly, I don't know. Live performance is what I live for, I think. But also, when I'm in the studio and or we just writing a song, when you write a song and then you go through the whole process of recording it, and then when you hear it back to you, that coming back to you, that to me is where I exist, like those 3-minute blurbs of music and lyrics, like that's where just a human, I feel like I exist the most. So that to me, it's hard for me to say which one I love the most, because then when you go play live, you get to take all that little, you get to just have that live moment too. So I love them both. Right. Honestly.
Right. Well, you do both very well.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm gonna because I grew up with a little bit of an ag background, but not to the extent you did. And you drove a silage truck.
Yes.
Now there are a lot of people that have no unearthly idea what that is. Explain what silage is.
I should preface that. Yes.
No, I just think you should, because I think people will go, "Oh, really?
What is silage? Yeah. What is that?"
Explain silage.
Okay, so silage is I grew up on a wheat farm and we raised cattle. We did not grow silage, but to pay for college, I would hire on. I had a truck, and we would go haul silage for custom silage harvesting crews. And so silage is corn. Everybody around here knows what corn is.
Right.
And it's where they have what's called a chopper, and you go in the field and you grow the corn to a certain level of maturity, but not full maturity where you're going to harvest it for the grain. It's still a little green, and most of the time the farmers are super nice, and they turn off, if it's irrigated, they turn off the sprinklers like 30 minutes before you go in the field. So then you get to just drive in mud all day and have a tractor pull you around the field while you're getting loaded. But anyway, you have a chopper, and it's the chopper, as it's chopping down the plant into little teeny tiny pieces, it's shooting it into a huge semi bed trailer. And then it fills the semi trailer up, and then the semi, if you can get out of the field, or, sometimes they have to have the tractor. Yeah, you get pulled out of the mud by the tractor, and then you go haul it into dairies. So it's a lot of what, it's food for dairies a lot of times.
Right. It's basically feed for cattle.
Yes.
But when you said silage, I knew that most people were like, silage.
What's
so
that?
This ag moment brought to you
Yes.
by Clare Dunn.
Thank you.
Not only does she sing
Ag
country,
Network.
But she really is country. I mean, you've kind of you've been there. If you were to ever sing something about a sexy tractor, it's because you've had one pull you out of the mud.
Oh yeah, well, and I drove him too. Like growing up, it was just me and my sister. I have an older sister, and my parents, all we do for a living is farm and ranch. I mean, that's not It's not like a side gig or
that's
anything.
It. That's
that's the gig.
Right.
So we would just drive John Deere's all day long, and and combines and all that stuff. So yeah, definitely the real farm thing here. So.
Yeah, real farm girl. She's not just playing one on the radio.
No.
The new single is awesome.
Thank
and
you.
We've been playing it for a little bit.
Thank you.
Let's take a quick break, play the single, and come back, and then we're going to let you pick. Is that cool?
That's great. Thank you so much.
All right, more with Clare Dunn coming up. But right now, this is her single. It's called